Welcome to the Hillbilly RV channel. Today I'm standing in front of the whiteboard because I did a job the other day and it was windy, very windy. It was very cold and I just wanted to get the job done and get that guy on the road, so I didn't break out the camera, because breaking out that camera adds a lot of time to a job. So I think though that I can tell you what I found, explain to you why I did what I did, and we can make a video. Hopefully it'll make sense to you. If you're having trouble, use Schwintek Slide Room, which I can't imagine if you have a Schwintek Slide Room that you ever have problems with it. But, you know, it could happen. It could happen, trust me. So let's start with what was wrong. Gentleman called. And let me see, I can move you all a little bit closer. And the battery's about ready to die on the camera. Let me change the battery. Oh mercy, it's always something. Be right back. And just like that, I'm back. The gentleman called, said he had a Grand Design Imagine travel trailer, and he didn't know what kind of room it had, but one end would move a little bit, but the other end didn't move at all. And I'm automatically think Schwintek. My God, that's right. So met him and verified the issue. Sure enough, just had one slide. It's a decent sized slide, 12, 14 foot slide. It's the living room slide, and the back end would move just a couple inches, stop, but the front end never tried to move. Now, when we were standing inside the entry door, and there's about this much room between the slide room and the cabinets in the kitchen, and I asked, I said, because that's the room, that's the end that we're having trouble with. I said, hey, does this have, I hadn't even looked, does this have another entry door? He said, yeah. I said, thank goodness. So was able to go in the other entry door, had fabulous access to both ends of this Schwintek Slide Room. Thank you, Grand Design. You did something right. Now, what, and I asked the guy, I said, do you know where your controller's at? He said, what's that? I said, it's a little black box, but it's big. Controls the motors. He said, it might be under that bathroom sink right there. He said, another guy worked on this thing one time and he was under there fooling around. Opened the door, sure enough, right there, easy to get to. I said, man, today's my lucky day. I didn't know how lucky at that time, but it was my lucky day, because I could get to both ends of the room. I could get to the motor controller. So let me get started, tell you what I found. As soon as I've seen the motor controller, there's LED lights on this thing, and there's a red light and there's a green light. Okay, the green light flashes for the number, either a 1 or 2. That's motor 1 or motor 2. That it knows which motor is the issue. Ours was blinking one time, green, and then we were getting 9 red flashes. All right, there's a legend on the right on the motor controller. Number 9 said it was a shorted harness or a motor. Okay, if you've ever worked on Schwintek or ever owned a Schwintek, you know 99 times out of 100 when you get that code, and I should say different model numbers of these motor controllers, the codes are slightly different. I'm pretty sure that code is 8 on some controllers and 9 on another one. But anyhow, you've got your legend. Read your legend. Just count the number of blinks. Read your legend. So yeah, you know, like I say, 99 times out of 100 when it says shorted harness or motor, it's almost always the motor. So as soon as, you know, I got the code, the first thing I done was unplugged the motor 1 harness and the motor 2 harness. Don't get them mixed up, and I switched them. Okay, and then we went and tried to run the room out again, and we got 2 green blinks and 9 red blinks. So it switched from motor 1 to motor 2. Okay, so what's that tell us? All right, that tells us our controller is probably good, because the problem when we switch these harnesses from motor 1 to motor 2, our problem followed that motor and harness. All right, does that make sense? So when you switch these harnesses, you know, you're changing, it doesn't know which motor's which, you just plug them in. So it did change from motor 1 to motor 2, okay? So then I switched these back the way they should have been, and I went to my truck and got my spare harness. There is the part number for the harness, and notice that price. I must have had this one for a couple years, because the replacement is going to be $180, I think. I've already ordered the replacement. Anyhow, I carry this harness. It's a 35-foot Schwintek motor harness, and I mostly just carry it on the truck for diagnosing Schwintek rooms. So, you know, before I could go pull a motor out, because the room was stuck in, so in order to get the motor out, I would have had to drill a hole in the fascia and blah 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 to get that screw. So first thing I wanted to do was just replace the harness between motor 1 on the controller and motor 1 on the slide room. Okay. So I got my harness out. I hooked it. Since I could get to everything really easily, I hooked one end of the harness to motor 1 at the controller, the other end to motor 1 at the motor. All right. Then we went and tried to run the room again, and hey, both sides tried to move. So pretty much knew at that point that we had a bad harness, but I wanted to see, because Schwinteks are weird anyway. I thought they would time on the way in, because I run it out to 2 or 3 inches several times, run the room back in and held the button, and I thought it would time, but it won't. Apparently it times only on the way out, or this one was just doing something weird. But anyhow, we got the room out. I used the harness that I made. Let me show you that real quick. And yes, maybe we could have put the motor controller in manual and the room may have went out. I don't know. I've had mixed, that's just work sometimes it doesn't. I made this harness out of an old controller. I wished I had both of these. This is the end that comes out of the controller that the harness plugs into. I just used a 12-volt battery, and we ran the room out, and once we got the room all the way out, then I ran it in 2 or 3 inches, ran it out, held the button for 5 or 6 or 7 seconds, did that a couple times, and the room came in and out just fine. So at that point, we knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that we had a bad harness between the motor controller and motor number 1. Now, these were only about, I don't know, maybe 7 or 8 feet apart, maybe 10 or 12. But by the time you went down the wall, through the belly, and back up through a hole in the floor to the controller. But I had a 35-foot harness. Well, I mean, I couldn't see a point in ordering a 20-foot harness when I had a 35. So, commenced to changing that harness. Wasn't bad at all. Grand Design, really, I mean, they did a good job when they installed this thing. There was a little grommet in the floor right beside the room that the wire went through. No problems there. Getting it through the belly was a bit of an issue, as you can tell from my arm and my hand. But yeah, we got the new harness run. I really wanted to get the old harness out so I could see maybe what was wrong with it, but it wasn't coming out. There was a space there about 2-3 feet where I couldn't see, just gaggle wires up in there, just you wouldn't believe it. And it was stuck in there somewhere. I was able to fish the new harness through that area, but I could not get the old harness all out. So I don't know what was wrong with it. I don't know whether that harness was tangled up in there. They actually had it tied off up in there. I don't know, but I wasn't gonna fight it. Just want to get it done. So we run the new harness, and I just under this lavatory sink in the bathroom, there was a little false wall. So I just took and bundled all that extra motor harness cable up, zip tied it, left it down in there. There's a big gaggle of wires down in there anyway, so nobody but me and the customer ever know that's back in there. And we got the new harness in, and then we got it timed. Oh no, I already said all that. So then we run the new harness, and by golly, it was all buttoned up, and he was ready to travel. He's wanting to head south. So yeah, hopefully this makes sense. I mean, I hate it. I didn't get the camera out, but just wasn't a good day to try and video. I had a family thing that I was trying to get to. I was hoping this was going to be a quickie job. I really figured it was going to be a diagnose, order parts, fix it later. I did not know at the time that it was a fix it then, which is better for everybody, but I missed my family thing. But you know, that's part of being self-employed. It gives you, being self-employed gives you, you know, a lot of opportunities to be at things and family things that sometimes working a real job doesn't, but sometimes it still doesn't work out. But anyhow, that's all I got for today. Thank y'all so much for watching, and hopefully next time I have a job, I'll break out the camera and y'all will actually get to see me fix something. So y'all have a great day, and we'll catch you next time.